I truly appreciate the fact that you've given me a chance to share and just to give a little bit of my story. And first of all, I want to appreciate Pascal for always being here for us, always doing the meetings for us on Mondays and also on Thursdays. Well, that is serious commitment, and I can tell you it's not easy. And we truly appreciate what Pascal and Betty are doing, and the fact that they have held on to our business during COVID and up to date. And they have actually helped so many of us to be able to step up, bring up back our businesses, and we truly, truly appreciate. So my name is Fred Gichuki. For the guests on the call, Fred is an entrepreneur with Neolife International. I joined this business quite a while back, actually. I joined this business in 1996. In 1996, I was a young man who had just come out of college. I was on my third job. I was broke. I was earning about $100 a month, working 18 hours a day. And life was not easy. I'd studied management, hotel management. I did a higher diploma in management. Later, I did a degree. But the thing about employment is that the papers you get many a times are not commensurate with the job that you get. Because for me, I had studied, I'd gotten this good certificate. I graduated top in my class. But when it came to the real world, instead of being number one, I became number last, so to speak, because many of the guys that we were with in class ended up making more money than I was making. They got very nice jobs. They had a company car. They were living the life that I wanted to live. But yet in class, they were not serious about classwork. They were always skiving and doing all manner of things. But me, who was a bookworm, who was a class representative, really got the short end of the stick. And instead of becoming a manager, I became a cook, a waiter, a receptionist, which were not very exciting position, given the fact that I was supposed to be a manager. And many of my friends were indeed managers. So a stranger approached me one day when I was working, and he asked me a very simple question. He asked me, Fred, would you like to make some money on a part-time basis? Well, to me, that was not even a question. I mean, that was an answer. I mean, I was working more than 15 hours a day at my job and earning peanuts, $100. And here comes somebody who tells me there's something you can do for 2 to 3 hours that can give you an extra 30,000 shillings a month. 30,000 is like $300 a month, yet I was only earning $100. That is 3 times my pay. Of course, the answer was yes. I joined immediately. I didn't wait to consult anybody, ask around everybody's opinion and all that. And for the benefit of the guests, I know you're on this call. There's a reason why you're on this call. There's a need in your life that you feel that can be filled with what Neolife has to offer. I'll tell you something. Don't wait for people's approval to join this business or to use these products. If you wait for people's approval, then you'll never start. You will get what we call too much analysis, which causes paralysis, you see? Because people will try to shoot holes in the whole system. And many of those people who will speak the loudest don't have a clue what our industry is all about or what our company is all about. Maybe they know somebody who came in and probably didn't attend any training, didn't know much about the products, and who was waiting for money to come from heaven, like manna from heaven. And that didn't happen, because that does not happen in our business. And they will try to discourage you, and you will end up losing your dream. Because I look at what happened to me as a result of joining. When I joined this company, I went home, I told my parents, I told my brothers, my sisters. They were all skeptical. Nobody was positive about it. But I was stubborn. I continued doing the business, and I said, I'm going to show them that it can work. And I remember my first check from this company was a check I was paid for about, what, $3? Yeah, it was $3. That's 300 shillings. I went home with it, and everybody laughed, and they thought I was crazy. Here I am in this international company, and I'm only getting a check of $3. And I didn't give up. I continued. My upline really helped me. He told me the harder you work, the more the zeros you get on your check. So I continued working hard, and the check started growing. I went to 3,000 Kenya shillings, which is like $30, and it kept on climbing. Finally, I became a director, and as a director, my check was actually $300, which was 3 times my pay. Let me tell you, my life changed. I was earning 3 times my pay part-time, and full-time I was still earning my $100. And I tell you, I got a badge written director. You know, that boosted my self-esteem, because at my place of work, I was this guy who didn't have a job description. I could be told to do anything, go to the kitchen and cook, wash utensils, do whatever, clean this part, fix this pipe. You know, just funny odd jobs, which didn't have anything to do with my training. But suddenly in Neolife, I was a director. And I remember the company started taking me for lifestyle events. We went to the Windsor Golf and Country Club. We went to Lyco Regency, Hilton, and some of these 5-star hotels. Yes, I'd been to most of them, but I'd gone there as an employee or as an operative. But this time I was going as actually a guest. And instead of calling people sir, they were calling me sir, and carrying my luggage. You know, at my place of work, I used to carry luggage for people, taking them to the rooms. Now they were carrying my luggage and asking me where I've traveled to and all that kind of thing. And it felt so good. You know, Neolife has a way of transforming your life from black to white. So I became a director. I continued working out the business, and I went on. Later, I became a world team member. And I remember when I became a world team member, a few things changed in my life. I bought my first car. It was a Toyota KAK 252Z. I remember it very well, Toyota 100. And that was an exciting car. It was mine, you know, though sometimes it had a mind of its own. It would decide when to move and when not to move. But the fact is, it was mine, and I had the car keys and I had the logbook, and I was excited about it. And I did a lot of business with that car. My team remembers that car very well. We had a lot of fun times with that car. And, you know, for a young boy, getting a car is everything. You know, we get a car toy when we are kids. We're given I mean, just toys that have gadgets. We love gadgets. So I really wanted to drive my own car, just to be told that Fred owns a car with the logbook in my name. So I got my first car. Then the other thing is that I got to travel. I remember I'd always wanted to get into a plane and go somewhere. You know, I'd never been in a plane before. I used to see them pass, and I would say, well, zile ziko na wenyewe, because I couldn't see myself how I could get into a plane. I remember one time they had a special offer in the papers of a return trip to Kisumu. It was costing about, it was a while back, it was costing about 8,000 shillings return. And my salary was 10K. I mean, at that point, I just gave up about traveling. I said, if this is a special offer and I can't afford it, what about the real costs? I mean, it's beyond my reach. So I got a chance to travel with Neolife. We got into a plane. I remember we were told to get to the airport at 5 a.m. And I was there at 3 a.m. I didn't want to take any chances. I mean, imagine somebody has offered you a chance of a lifetime. Get into a plane. It's your first time. You've never been in a plane. And, you know, that night I didn't sleep. I kept tossing and turning, and I said, no, one day I'll sleep permanently. But for today, I'm not sleeping. And, you know, I was still staying with my siblings. So I was scared that they might take my ticket or my passport and hide it. Then I wouldn't get a chance to travel. And I put it under my pillow, and I kept peeping at it until finally I said, no, I'm not sleeping. So I stayed awake the whole night so that I could make sure that I wouldn't get late and get to the airport at 7 a.m. And yet the flight I was supposed to be there by 5. So I got there at 3 a.m. and we got into a plane. Now, when I got into that plane, I was so mesmerized. The atmosphere, I mean, it was just something else. Let me tell you, for those on the call who've never traveled, gotten into a plane, let me tell you, you need to do Neolife until you get to travel with Neolife. It's really a special, special feeling. And especially the fact that you're traveling free of charge. That makes it even more special. I remember that day we traveled with the likes of Anyang Nyong and Kiraitu Murungi. Apparently, these are the rich, the creme de la creme that I used to see on television. And here I am with them. They're also world team members, and we are traveling to the same destination. And for me, I am a cook, waiter, stroke receptionist, earning $100 as a salary. And here I am with Anyang Nyong and having breakfast with Anyang Nyong, supper with Kiraitu Murungi. And let me tell you, it was just unbelievable. It was an experience like no other. We went to South Africa. We were there for 5 days, 5 fabulous days. I remember those days like it was yesterday. And we just had fun. It was a holiday. And we went for a game drive. The hotel we were living in had a zoo in it. So we could go down and see the animals. It had a huge casino. You could go in there and see people gambling and that kind of thing. And that was the beginning of my journey, my travel with Neolife. I can tell you today, I've traveled with Neolife more than, I would say more than 20 destinations around the world, more than 20, well over 20. I've been to America twice, I've been to Mexico, Mauritius, South Africa so many times. Hong Kong, China. And I look at it and I say, where on earth would a receptionist who was earning 10,000 shillings get to live that kind of lifestyle? I mean, where on earth? Where on earth would you get a business that not only pays you money, but every year gives you a holiday abroad? By the way, later in life, courtesy of Neolife, I met a lady. She was my customer. And I like saying that I upgraded her from a customer to my wife. And we got married, and now we have 4 beautiful girls. And I mean, life is exciting. My wife was working at the Uganda High Commission. She quit employment to do this business. We do it together. And most of those trips we have traveled together. So it's like every year the company gives us a honeymoon abroad with my spouse. I remember at one point she was not very excited about Neolife when she was new. She told me, I don't want to do those things of selling soap and that kind of thing. And I told her, okay, sweetie, let me just do the soap selling business. You continue working for the ambassador. And I think a year or so, I remember it was Valentine's Day. It was February, like now, and it was Valentine's Day. And we happened to be in South Africa, courtesy of Neolife. And I told her, sweetie, what do you think about this soap selling business? She said, hey, it's fine, it's great. In fact, I want to quit employment. We do it with you. And I was so excited about that, So one thing that I'll tell the guests is that some people close to you might not see the vision of Neolife at the beginning. Don't get discouraged. They are not the ones who have attended this meeting. They don't have your dream. They don't have your nightmare. For me, I had a nightmare because I was desperate. I wanted to change my life. I was not happy about my circumstances. I was earning peanuts. My certificates were not giving me the income that I wanted. And I didn't want to work until the day I'm over 60 and be retrenched. I wanted to be my own boss at a very early age. So I had my own whys, yeah? And that is why I decided to stick with it and do it no matter what. If you're here and you're a guest and you're serious, you want to change your life, you have something that in you that is telling you you need to do something different, you want better out of this life, then don't listen to anybody out there. Get in, get started, and start doing this business seriously. I told you my first check was $3. The highest check I've gotten from Neolife is a check I was paid for $13,000. And I remember we had gone, I think, to London, and we were given that check. We were number 1 in East Africa in the president's team. And I tell you, it was a feeling like no other. It was a major recognition. From the KAK, I bought several cars. Today I drive a 4-wheel drive car. And more importantly, I've helped several people in my team drive nice cars. I have people in my team who are earning over $1,000. I mean, can you imagine helping somebody to earn $1,000 and over on a monthly basis? That is something that, I mean, it's just unbelievable. If you want something that you can be able to touch people's lives, make a positive difference, open a way for somebody to grow and prosper, this is the opportunity for you. Yeah. So I've been able to, today I have a lot of properties that I bought courtesy of Neolife. I'm a landlord. I mean, life is good. So for the guests who are here, I want to tell you today is the beginning of the rest of your life. The decision you make today will either make or break your life. And for me, you know, when you're talking about business, if you look at it keenly, Pascal is going to share with you what it takes to start this business. For me, I had to pay, I think, almost $100, $9,900 to start, which money that I didn't have. I borrowed this money, I paid $3,500, I borrowed the difference, and I got started. Today, joining Neolife, you can join with $100 and you are in the business and you've started. And I said to myself, I won't give myself an excuse of saying I don't have the money to start, because I could have easily done it. I mean, my salary was $100. How do you expect me to start a business that is costing $100 to start, yet my salary is $100? It doesn't make sense. But I tended to look at it the other way around. I asked myself, if I don't start this business today, 5 years from today, 10 years from today, where will I have that $100 when somebody comes asking for it? If already I'd been working for X number of years and I don't have that kind of money saved somewhere that just in case I need to do something, what guarantees do I have that if I continue doing what I was doing, I was going to get that money at any time? So I borrowed the money to get started. I also had the benefit of having tried several businesses, just like I know most of our guests have tried. I had tried selling mitumba, second-hand clothes. I had tried selling trousers. I tried selling shoes. I tried, I got a kiosk somewhere and I would show some video shows to some kids. I tried selling insurance. I mean, I would take money, sink it in a business, the business shuts, the money is gone, the capital is gone. And I'll take loans. I'll take 50,000, 100,000, sink it in a business. I would go to Kinangop, bring cabbages and try to sell. I mean, before Neolife, I tried many things. And all these things, I was just losing money, and not 2 shillings, a lot of money. I mean, you go, you invest 50,000 and you lose the money, you try again, you take another loan, you're left paying that loan. Some of that money I borrowed from my dad. And that explains why he was so skeptical about me doing another business, because I had borrowed from him so many times and starting businesses which failed. So I don't really blame him when he was skeptical. But when I looked at this business and I saw only $100, I mean, what is that? As far as businesses go, let's not even talk about business. We've just come from Christmas. $100, 10,000 shillings. I'm sure for most people on the call, that is more than that is much less than what they spent to buy clothes for their family or just to go out and have fun. I'm sure they spend much more than that. And yet that's the amount of money that you can get involved in your life, and it can transform your life. And 2 to 5 years from today, you could be in a position where you have achieved most of, if not all of the dreams that you have, that you would like to achieve. So when you look at it from that point of view, I mean, getting involved in Neolife is not anything to think about. It's something that you just get in and get started. Because if you don't do that, that 10,000 shillings, how long is it going to stay in your pocket? It will not even last a month before it gets finished. It will be a week or 2. And you've not invested it. You've actually used it. You'll never see it again. But I invested $100. And today, 26 years later, I'm still reaping and earning from $100 that I invested 26 years ago. I mean, that's incredible right there. Yeah. If I look at the things, even just one ticket to South Africa or to Mexico, I remember when we went to Mexico, the company spent $250,000 Kenya shillings to pay for my trip. When we went to Las Vegas, the company was spending 99, it was almost $1,000 a night at Caesar's Palace for Fred Gichuki to sleep there. And I paid only $100 to get started. I mean, what a business. If you're here and you're a guest, today is the beginning of your life. Take up this opportunity. This year will not be the same again when you get started in your life. You will grow as a person. Yes, there are challenges, but they are trainers. We'll train you, we'll walk the journey with you. Pascal is here, is an excellent trainer. We have the person who has invited you, will show you where your leaders are, where they train, and you'll be trained, and your story will even be better than what we have and what we are giving as our story and our journey. So, Pascal, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm so excited about Neolife. I feel brand new. I feel brand new in Neolife, and I can tell you the sky is not the limit in Neolife. The sky is a stepping stone for where we are going with Neolife. Thank you so much, and back to you, Pascal.
Thank you very much, Fred. Don't forget the guests who are here today. In this business, not only do you become successful, you can also get a spouse if you have your eyes opened. That's really wonderful, Fred. It's really you see, these are the kind of things that you don't really get in normal business. Let me not spoil the wonderful story you've just had. Let me go to the next thing.